and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indy PopCon, GenCon, and the gaming capital of the world, we are the Established Facts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 145 of The Established Facts. So we want to get around the table and do our introductions because we've got a lot of really cool things going on for this episode. This is our Factor Play Session 0. So as you remember, hopefully, you've listened to the other 4 episodes that we've had where we've talked about the importance of a Session 0. We've done some examples of some backstory building. Now we're actually going to take all of that information, plug it into our Established Facts Factor Play machine of magic, and we're going to actually, I don't know, it's something I invented. Who cares, Josh? And
he's being judgmental.
That's
if
right.
only you can see the looks that Josh gives.
Yeah, it's great. And we're going to create a party. We're going to give them a purpose, and then throughout the next 4 episodes following this, we're going to play those characters in a short one-shot game, but it'll be a collection of 4 episodes. So
possibly broken up by con coverage.
Right. It's going to be 4 parts of a game, and it could get smattered around over the next, however many episodes, depending on how our summer goes, because we've got a lot of really fun stuff coming up in June and July and August, and so it could be part 1 and part 2, and then 4 weeks later, part 3 again. So we'll see, but it'll be fun. We're going to have a good time, and we get to play it all in one shot, so, as far as that's concerned, that's really all that matters is us.
Yeah, I mean... That's really what this episode's about.
This is about.
Oh,
It's
okay.
us.
I see.
No, I kid. Okay, so let's get around the table and do our introductions, and we will go ahead and start to my left.
Hi, I'm Bonnie.
I'm Avital.
Prime.
This is Josh.
And of course, this is your host, Big Don. So this is episode 145. 145.
145. Are you just going to continue repeating yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this will continue to be episode 145 until episode 145 is
ends,
over.
and then it'll be 146.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or it may just be 145 part 2.
Or it could be
No.
147.
The sequel.
147 because we're odd and not even.
That's technically true. We only have 5 people here right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
So Lance is on his way, but I don't believe will be here for this recording. So anyhow,
Back to business as usual.
that's right. Session 0. So on episode, what did we do it?
143.
143. We used the group template to build a party. That's right, because we did a roll-up on episode 144. And we had a lot of fun. We had a couple guests here, so if you didn't get a chance to listen to that episode, make sure you do. Apparently my tongue is going to fall asleep in my mouth, and I'm not going to be able to enunciate anything today.
Well, this is going to be an interesting podcast.
All right, so this should be fun. All right, so we are going to use the group template again and build our party. But before we do, I would like, Josh, if you would, to give an introduction to the system that we will be playing through episodes 146 through 149.
So, we're going to be utilizing the QAGS system. And I know I just said game system, but
It says that actually in the book.
it does. It says QAGS 2nd edition all through over. And yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
If you-
would say it
It
says.
sure does. If you want to look up what QAGS stands for, you are welcome to. But this is a family-friendly podcast. So, the reason we're utilizing QAGS is the game system is designed for high storytelling, low roll. So high roll, ROLE playing, and low roll, ROLL playing. So literally, as a matter of fact, because unlike a lot of the games that we talk about, our Pathfinders and D20s, where you're trying to get the highest roll possible. In this one, you're actually trying to roll low, pretty much all over the place. And QAGS is designed to be an open system. You can utilize it in fantasy, science fiction, current, modern day, whatever, because you are kind of making those decisions throughout. You know, at the beginning of the game, you can very easily make those decisions and fill in the gaps. We all have a character sheet in front of us, so that as we go through the group template, if we come up with ideas to fill in the different spots on the character sheet, we can. Character sheet's made up of some simple things. Body, brain, and nerve make up your physical attributes, along with hit points, which is actually just equal to your body number. You, of course, have a name and character concept. Every character has a job, which is something they are really good at. Whether they're paid for it or not is a story reasoning. Gimmick is what you're kind of known for, kind of what sets you apart. But then there's the weakness, and that's the thing that can kind of pull you down. Something that'll trip you up. You're given 3 skills that you can work with to modify rolls. Everyone has a tagline, which is kind of like a catchphrase. Whether you say it as a catchphrase or not is up to you, but it is something you would say to make you stand apart. You have a dumb fact. One of my favorite ones is that, I don't remember specifically, but we played a sci-fi game with Mike Massey, who was playing a computer, and I think his dumb fact was he still runs Windows XP or something like that. Yeah. Which
is still better than the systems that work. So.
Yeah. So, and then kind of finally on here, there's WWPHITM, which is who would play him or her in the movies. And you literally put an actor and actress down. So as you're figuring out your character, you kind of can use that as a visualization to get started. And it's entertaining to, think how I'm playing a fighter who might be played by Neil Patrick Harris. The idea behind that's entertaining. So, the rolls are simple. You roll a D20, divide by 2, and add 6 to it. You do that 5 times, and those numbers make up your body, brain, nerve, job, and gimmick. Your weakness is the same value as gimmick. Your hit points is equal to your body. And that pretty much is it. We've already rolled up our D20 rolls prior to starting, so that as we go through the background, if we have a value and we're going to assign it somewhere. So, for example, I'm not saying I'm doing this right now, but I rolled a 9. So I may assign that to my body. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm sitting with a 9 and a 7 in my list of values. So this will be fun as it is.
I'd give your body a solid 9. I think that's pretty good.
I've never heard anyone call me a 9.
Oh.
I don't know whether that's sad or...
Are you married?
I am.
Oh, burn.
I'm married, though.
I give myself a 9.
Not everybody uses the
I'm not commenting on anybody's numerical value.
Good call.
Right? I don't either.
Anyways.
And I'm a 10. There you go.
Boom.
That's why she's Ubani. She in her own mind.
Yep.
The person that gave her the name.
So I think that's going to make QAGS a very applicable system for what we were going to do here. Another system that's very similar, so that you may definitely want to check out, would be Fate Accelerated and Fate Core. As a matter of fact, Geek and Sundry's Tabletop just did a great 1-hour session on how to play Fate Core from start to finish.
I'd hope it was great because one of the developers was the
developer was the game master.
The GM for the game was really cool.
Highly recommend that, but it's the same idea. You want to sit down, you want to play a role-playing game, a system like QAGS or Fate, and there are many others out there that are developed.
Weird West, QAGS, Fate.
They're developed for the premise of, I want to play a role-playing game, but I don't know what I want to play. Well, let's just sit down and talk about it, and you can build up the character and just get going pretty quickly.
Well, they're also really good, in my opinion, they're really good first steps for people who are interested in role-playing but maybe have never gotten into the world of role-playing, because you leave a lot of the daunting numbers and math and mechanics behind, and it allows you to, in my opinion, take on the greater responsibility that a role player has in playing your role, ROLE, and really interpreting what your character would do versus what your mechanics allow you to do. And having a system that leaves that openness. There are checks. There are things you still have to roll for because there's a percentage chance of failure. But in general, I really like game systems like Fate and like QAGS and a couple other ones that kind of leave it up to interpretation for what your players can and will do. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I've never run QAGS, but in my opinion, if you're a GM that's run something as crunchy as Pathfinder, to dumb it down a little bit, it's not that big of a deal, especially if your comfort level is having that player interpretation on what's going on in the game. So I'm really excited to run QAGS. I will also be creating an NPC while we're building characters for the game.
Are you going to give us much information about it?
The NPC?
It's an NPC.
Absolutely not.
Okay. I'd ask.
It's an NPC played by him.
That's right.
Okay.
That's what we know.
Oh,
It's a non-player character.
fun fact about QAGS is that back in GenCon 2012, this was my first ever role-playing game was played in QAGS, which is actually the game that Josh mentioned earlier, where Mike Massey was a computer.
Yep. It was an interesting party. Like 12 of us playing too. It was
That was
crazy.
a lot of people in any kind of a game.
Was it 12? Was it 8? I know it was a full table.
Yeah,
It was
for like 8.
Yeah, okay. Anyways,
There were 72 people there.
72 in the room.
That sounds fun. My first experience with role playing was Dungeons and Dragons, and I was very overwhelmed.
Yes.
If I had jumped into,
I was
like, D&D or
overwhelmed.
Pathfinder,
I mean, because of all the rules
It
and
is-
stuff,
it
and I
is
was just like,
overwhelming.
oh, okay.
not
It's-
interested.
Yeah. It's
Well,
overwhelming.
and Deb did the same thing, but hers was Pathfinder or D&D, but through the Freeland family, which we love and appreciate all the time they've spent running for us.
Oh, yeah.
Blew her out of the water, like, oh my gosh.
Well, it's one thing when you add crunch. It's another
Sure.
thing when you add crunch and then take some crunch away and then add other home crunch.
And then 5 years of
5
experience
years
with
of
each other. Yeah.
backstory, and it's tough. That is not a gamble I would want to make if I was walking into a party.
Fortunately,
for the
my
time.
first game was a bit more subtle.
Right. I mean, I started playing role-playing games with Dungeons and Dragons 3rd Ed,
Oh yeah,
but I was with people. First of all, it wasn't a very large party, and I was with people that were experienced gamers, and it allowed me to just ask a lot of questions as we played. The role side of it was never difficult for me, but the mechanics obviously took some time to learn and things like that. But
Sure. But let's keep it easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we're going to start with our group template. Now, because Bonnie was not here when we did the group template, I'm going to just read through the introductions real quick for the questionnaire and the actual group template. So I've started filling out some things for the group template for you guys to help out a little bit. But the instructions say, use this template. This is for the group template portion. Use this template to describe the background and common interests of your group. Be sure to keep it handy when you're developing your individual characters, since they will likely incorporate some of these elements. The information you write here should only serve as a starting point for character creation and as a guide to help the game master know what sorts of plots would be good for your party. Everything written here will likely change as the game progresses, but you do not need to keep this document up to date. So, just use it to get things started and then put it aside. So then, the questionnaire for designing a group template says this. Below are 10 questions to help you develop an effective group template with an eye for the history and traits the individual characters will have in common. This worksheet is a good starting point, but it is neither comprehensive nor always necessary, so answer as few or as many questions as you like. Make sure your characters are unified enough to participate in the Game Master's main plot, but don't feel this means your characters all need to be carbon copies of each other or in perfect agreement on all issues. Diversity and conflict can make games interesting. provided they don't rage out of control and grind the game to a halt or leave other players sidelined for long periods of time. So I'm going to assume that we're going to get through all 10 of these questions. I know that when we did this the last time, there were several questions that we kind of answered as we were playing around with character concepts and stuff. So that's kind of my goal for this anyway. So without further ado, I'm going to set the stage for you so you can start thinking about your characters and the group itself. So, I'm going to go ahead and look at the answers I've given so far for the group concept for the group template so that you guys can play with that. In just a few words, what is the group supposed to be? You are a group of up-and-coming adventurers in a party searching for any quest that you can get. So if you were playing in a Pathfinder setting or a Dungeons & Dragons setting, you're looking at maybe a 4th level, 5th level adventurer. So you've had some time to experience questing. You have gotten a chance to get your feet wet, if you will, when it comes to the adventuring world of heroes. But you are also kind of green as a team, and so you're looking for any job that you can possibly get a hold of. Some common interests, and I'm going to leave some of these open so that you guys can fill out a little bit more and we can kind of play with that idea. But common experiences that your party has been through. So you have all graduated from the same adventuring school together in your different respected areas. And you are all from the same kingdom of Tiralon. Tiralon is the kingdom in which you are all residents of, and you are currently in the town of Greentree. Greentree is kind of a transition town. It sits on the eastern border of a place called the Moonwood. You want to write these things down? They will be important probably for your group template stuff, but not necessarily for the actual game. The Moonwood is one of those very mysterious, fae-filled forests. Adventurers will travel through, and sometimes they come out a little different, a little crazier or something. And most of the time, you will not find a common party of people who are not heroes or adventurers traveling through the Moonwood. And if they are, they're trying to find the thinnest portion of it to pass through to get to the other side. So you are currently hanging out in Greentree. I will let you guys kind of figure out where, but you're in a common location, and you have, to give you the GM plot so that we know where we're going to go, a senior member of Greentree, an elderly man named Nigel that everyone knows because he is the local magic vendor and a retired adventurer himself, Nigel Goldmane, comes to you and he says, "Young adventurers, I have a quest for you, and I know that you are hungry for adventure. There is a town on the other side of the Moonwood called Bogston Hollow. And it's a very small, quaint town, very nice. They have several unique artisans and vendors, very similar to Greentree themselves. But there's something very mysterious going on in that town. And I would like you 4, soon to be 5, because you have a friend coming. I would like you to travel to the other side of the Moonwood and investigate Bogston Hollow." All right, so the answer to the first question, does the GM need our group to do something in particular for his or her plot? The answer would be yes.
Really?
Yes.
What?
In brief, what will our group be when the game starts?
It sounds like we're, obviously you've mentioned that we're adventurers. So, are we going to be the ragtag group, or are we going to be the well-oiled machine? I feel like ragtag would be more entertaining, but
Yeah, and we're kind of noobs-ish.
noob-ish.
Noobs-ish.
Is that what you're thinking of?
Interesting book.
We are noobs of the abyss. We
This is a whole different party
just
now.
crawled out of the
You're
abyss.
just imps.
Abyssal noobs.
If we went to school together, then I would assume that we were probably not in the top of our class. Like, we were the kind of...
You're the C average adventurers.
I don't mean to say that we're not good at what we do, but that maybe we weren't in the popular groups or in the highest.
Right, we're the students who never raise their hand.
You just did what you had to do to pass the
And
class
never
and
got
moved
called.
on.
Like when they made groups, everybody like we were the ones all picked last. Like, oh, then you guys just go together. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You do raise your hand because after falling asleep in the middle of class, your hand goes numb, and so you have to raise it to try and get back the blood.
Feeling.
But otherwise, no. No. What?
Talking to your mic for me
I was talking
instead
to her.
of her.
I want to talking to her mic.
Okay.
Her mic is so. Her mic.
I'm sorry, guys. We have to remind people how to record a podcast.
What? Podcast?
Anywho, okay, so ragtag, we're a ragtag group of adventurers who just got by, but as a result, we have kind of a common bond that we're kind of going with. So
Nerd
With
love.
little help.
nerd love. So we're the established facts in Moonwood.
Ourselves.
That's great.
Debbie's not here, but I think we need a cleric. Sounds like there's gonna be something mystical going on. Just gonna throw that
Really?
out there.
Anyone else feel like the place has been attacked by skeletons? Maybe that's just me, but
Bogston Hollow.
oh,
It sounds like a
What? I don't recognize that name.
living pumpkins
Or the name of the guy. That
I mean, it
gave us
sounds
the
like
quest.
something crazy's gonna go on.
Oh, thanks, Avital.
Maybe they have some sort of a party going on at Boxing Hollow.
Dang it, Josh. You have an idea.
Maybe it's like going to Woodstock.
So continuing forward. What? We've not even talked about this. Don't.
Okay, so Lance has rolled this character several times of the dog.
Sure.
He
Sure.
has killed
And I'm pretty sure he wants to. Yeah.
He wants to play the dog.
Yeah.
And there's 4 other humans in this party. And you're a ragtag group of adventurers.
Yeah.
There's 2 guys.
Guess who
and
we
2
are.
girls.
We're the Scooby Gang.
You
aren't we?
just became the Scooby Gang of adventurers.
That's
Do I get a mystery
amazing.
machine?
Oh yeah.
Your
Yes.
wagon is purple
fun.
and green.
All right.
Orange
Are
and
you
green.
Velma or
That's it.
Daphne?
That's happening.
I mean, I am definitely Shaggy.
That's
so
awesome.
All right.
And so the
I don't know. I
Scooby
think
Gang
both would be
goes
fun.
high
I mean,
fantasy.
either way, it's like,
All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna totally. I cannot remember the other guy's name.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Can't.
you all have Speak with Animals K9
All right.
so that you can all understand
Or does he have speak with humans?
Both.
both. Yeah. it'll
Okay.
be- he can speak. He's the only dog in the history of humanity
He's
that
Brian.
can speak common. He's Brian. He's Brian.
Oh my gosh. All
Well,
right.
Scooby retired. We needed another dog. He just happened to be available.
That's happening. Like we're doing this.
Oh my
totally.
goodness gracious.
We're doing this. All right.
Funny.
Where's my name? Oh, right.
Now, granted, we don't obviously have to be Fred. That was his name.
Fred? Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't. Okay.
I say,
Daphne
We do.
Velma.
Shaggy Rogers. He has a last name. Fred
I didn't
Jones,
know that.
Velma
Okay.
Dinkley, and Daphne Blake, known as Mystery Incorporated.
That's right. But I mean, again, those are just premises. But I still think it's gonna work.
I
like it. So I've totally put on here on my character sheet in parentheses Fred. I'll come up with a different name,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he's the Fred.
the Fred.
That's almost like that'll be his gimmick, Fred. I don't know. Yeah, but that would mean that Daphne's his weakness, right? No.
I was gonna say we haven't decided who's the
Right.
Daphne and who's the Velma yet because I feel like they would
Right.
both be fun. It's hard to choose.
Right.
Like,
Well, anyway, so what's the next question?
When and how did your characters first meet?
In school.
We met.
See,
Okay. Okay.
yes, in school. This is the image I have. Like, not a pep rally, but that whole like gathering the entire school together to talk about this thing that happened, some historical event in Green Tree. Now, and of course, by historical, it's historical to the school, like the well exploded or something like that.
Shaggy Prime threw cherry bombs down the screen.
But as a result, we ended up getting seated next to each other. And I don't know.
Somebody told a stupid joke, and we all started laughing, and then everybody was looking at us, and we were all cast out.
You guys laughed a little too long. Everybody's
Started
like,
with me.
yeah.
Well,
And you're all just like, that was hilarious. And everybody else is just kind of like, that was funny 5 minutes ago.
The teacher walks up to us and goes, "The well just exploded. Have some courtesy."
And then it just gets us laughing all over again.
Poor Walter O'Brien was there drawing water. He
We got one.
got 30 feet into the air.
We got 1 week of detention because we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, you were just laughing. It wasn't anything.
So now we're the breakfast.
Right?
What just happened here? There's no dog in the breakfast.
I was there.
I love it.
I was signed
You are
to the
the
Breakfast
80s
Club.
teenage angsty adventurer.
There are going to be.
Will you still be friends with me on Monday?
There are,
Can we still do adventures
Josh.
together?
a note about Fred. He's typically shown to be oblivious to Daphne's romantic interest, while at the same time falling for other girls.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't.
oh my
you're not-
gosh.
Oh yeah. I don't know anything about that.
See, now I'm going to be a combination of two people. Breakfast Club and how's that going to work?
Well, Daphne
figured
is
it out.
Daphne
definitely.
is enthusiastic but clumsy and danger prone. Apparently,
We're getting a history lesson on the
she always
Scooby
follows her
Gang.
intuition.
Sorry, the Mystery
says
Incorporated. The Scooby Gang is from Buffy. Anyways.
Okay.
So yeah, auditorium
Awesome.
hijinks. Well,
Awesome. Love it.
Daphne's definitely Molly Ringwald. Just saying,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yeah, that's.
And then
I think we know
Velma.
who-
Velma's the crazy
Oh,
chick.
absolute-
I don't remember her name.
It makes you wonder if that was the plan the whole time.
Right.
So that makes you Emilio Estevez.
Right.
Mighty Duck Man himself.
Yeah, but is it Judd Hirsch? That's
Judd Nelson? No,
Judd
Nelson.
Judd Nelson. That would more make him Scooby than Shaggy. I think there's-
Do you see what Judd Nelson wears?
That's
Just
true.
saying. He's pretty much Shaggy.
Okay.
So,
Anyways,
All right. Question number 4. Are the characters located in the same place or willing to travel to a common meeting place? If not, how will the characters be brought together for the game? So,
yes and yes.
yes. I guess I kind of answered a lot of those questions.
Some of them, yes.
Yeah. What major events have they shared in their past?
Hello, the explosion of the well,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
birthday
Which may or may
parties.
not have been Shaggy's fault.
the death of old man Walter.
Sure. He was my.
ain't dead yet.
He was my granddad.
You're barely
Your
breathing.
granddad, huh? Okay.
With various interests.
Oh, see now I'm almost thinking maybe
Ancient Viking race.
what if said exploding well was like an orphaning event for us, like
That's dark.
a little bit, but we're teenagers, so like we're teenagers.
Trying to give it a little depth.
We're teenagers in a high fantasy setting, so which means we probably have jobs.
And
I don't.
parents.
Well, I mean, every group,
I mean, I have a job, but I don't really.
every
Not a
good Disney
taxable
story starts with a
job,
dead
right?
parent. So,
You know,
okay, maybe not. Maybe that's a little too far. Maybe that's a little too far. But at least one loss. You're saying your grandfather was taken
My
out.
granddad, old man Walter.
Okay.
I think I just figured out my tagline. That belonged to my granddad.
Oh, I
Everything,
like that.
everything.
Love it.
Dang, that belonged to my granddad.
those are a brand new pair of shoes. They belong to my granddad.
Right?
They're high heels.
That's a very good point.
Or every
Don't throw that rock away. It belonged to my granddad.
or everything is my granddad had ...
Right.
Like,
My granddad
oh, look at this new spear. My granddad had a spear. Like everything is that. I love that.
Okay, so
I feel like that makes me more the Daphne character. I don't know.
it does make me. You made a very good point about that. I think I'm going to go through because if we are kind of fitting into a role of kind of that Scooby Gang type thing, I'm going to go ahead and put my 14 in body.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it's the Fred character, he's the
his
big
chest
strong.
is bigger than the rest of his body.
Right.
I'm definitely
But,
putting my 8 in nerve.
Lowest point. And I was going similar. I was gonna, but not. I was gonna put my 11 in nerve. I have a 10 and 11, so that is gonna leave like my brain is probably gonna be the 7. So that's
Makes kind of sense. You're kind of oblivious to everything going around.
And that's where I was considering doing my gimmick being the leader with my weakness being that I'm oblivious. So
Really, 'cause
I'm
my
still
gimmick is that I'm oblivious.
I'm still leaning towards that. It probably will be the combination I work with, but I want to figure out the numbers. I still have a 10 and a 9 left, so
Sure.
that'll be whichever one. It'll probably be job and weakness, but anyways. So continuing, what's the next question?
All right. On a personal level, what keeps the characters together?
So do you want to go, Daphne? I'll go Velma then. Okay. Sorry.
All
On a
right.
personal level, what keeps what?
The characters together.
we are
Bonded in school. man.
We're family now.
undeniably loyal to each other.
You are a family of misfit
We are
adventurers.
we are as loyal to each other as the dog is to us. we are our own best friends.
I like it.
All right. Yeah. Undying loyalty. I love it.
I don't know about undying because we haven't ended the game yet, so we might end up dying.
We haven't gotten to that level of.
So far, it's undying
There
loyalty.
you
We're all still alive,
That's true.
except Granddad.
Just her granddad.
My
though.
granddad was loyal.
That's going to be interesting.
Back
Okay.
now. Anyways,
Hang on, I have to write down Granddad Walter.
Old Man Walter.
Either old man Walter or granddad. Okay.
It's your granddad.
Right.
Everybody else refers to him as Old Man Walter.
right.
I think I'm gonna put.
As a matter of fact, when they rebuilt the well, they just named the well Walter.
They didn't even. Yeah, it's just Walter. Go get some water from Walter. I don't understand. This does not compute. Okay. What goals are shared by all of the characters?
Quest.
Quest.
We're completionists.
Completionist.
Yeah, we have to get to the end of it regardless of
No matter what,
consequences.
we want to be remembered.
Yeah, we want to be redeemed for being the misfits. We want to be the cool ones for once.
And
that
she
can
wants
do the things.
She wants her name written in the history books like her granddad.
Yeah. Thank you. That's great.
I think it would be funny if Velma is, like exceptionally well read. Corrected you on facts about your granddad.
My granddad was 76. Actually,
The obituary. In accordance to the obituary,
that's
great.
so awesome.
So great. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
My
that's
granddad had a
win.
pouch just like this. Well, actually, his pouch is more like, oh my god.
It's actually a
Oh my
purple
God.
pouch that he wore on the left side of his body, not the right
Oh
side of
my
his body.
lands.
I've seen the diagram.
his pouch was more like a haversack. Let's be honest. Okay, firstly,
Oh,
I love that.
and it was brown,
it was brown.
not purple.
What is wrong with you? It was your granddad.
It was
Maybe my bag was
slight
purple. I
purple
don't know.
tint in the right light.
Okay, so I'm definitely going with the leader gimmick and oblivious weakness, and I'm putting my 9 in it, because that's just it puts it kind of in the middle. You know what? I'm going to make it 10. I'm going to make it 10 because with the way this system works, the whole rolling under for things, I basically got a 50-50 shot if I put the 10 in there. But that means my job will have the 9. And I have no idea what job I'm going to do yet. So
Right, we'll
we got to
figure that
figure out what our...
I have 2 16s, so one of those is definitely brain.
Sure,
Me.
absolutely.
You know what? I'm going to put the other one as nerve.
You consider Velma to be pretty brave?
She's generally seen pretty
She is. She's
Her-
not. She's
her
not
weakness
afraid.
is going to be
level-headed.
losing her glasses.
Her perception. Yeah. 'cause
Well,
she
no,
can calculate-
losing her glasses. She literally can write losing her glasses, and it can mean the same thing.
That's true. And I would say that if you're playing the Shaggy character, Shaggy and Scooby are never oblivious to facts.
No, but I'm
When
gonna
they see a
say-
fact, they grab it and they know that it's important, but they are so cowardly.
Yep. So,
So,
yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it.
so my weakness definitely has to be damsel in distress. Like
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
gets captured or gets injured first,
Absolutely.
You know,
which means I can't be the cleric because I can't save.
Yeah. You
No.
can be a bard. Or something.
yeah,
along
I
those
mean,
lines.
yeah. See, I was going to almost suggest that Velma be like just our spellcaster,
Sure.
because then she could be a healer and be able to like.
We're not locked into, since we're not locked into a
Yeah.
specific system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an advantage.
Wibbly wobbly.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna play like some sort of maybe a roguish type.
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
always like going off.
I'm our
by
fighter,
themselves.
so that's
Yeah.
that's going to make you're an interesting role there. So, or I'm a fighter. Because
Right.
you got to think Scooby, the Scooby type, he has no idea what he's walking into. Lance is just
He's gonna love it though,
Oh yeah.
because he gets to play he who has killed 1,000 rabbits as Scooby.
Yeah.
My lowest number is 12, so I'm going to put that as my gimmick and weakness.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
I
almost
have
like
to gimmick. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I feel like it's almost more of a Scooby Scrappy mix up.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. That could be. Either way, though, I mean, the fact that I'm loving this idea of Mystery Inc. in a high fantasy world. That's a horse-drawn cart that's purple and green,
Right.
purple and orange, whatever.
So, what did you say your personal or your goals, your group goals were?
To be remembered,
Renowned, a renowned
yeah.
group of adventurers.
Yes.
Okay.
kind of escape our ragtagness.
Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, question number 8. Is there, this should be fairly easy for you guys, is there enough moral agreement among the characters to keep them from abhorring each other?
Yeah,
I don't even know what that means.
basically
Fight.
turning on each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Abhor is way too close to adore, which means like the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we won't be turning on anybody.
It's a good word.
That's a good word.
We are loyal to the end.
Is there, this one should be fun. I think that this has a potential to be a good question for you guys to kind of add some character to your party.
Character to your character.
Yeah, depth. There we go. Is there any potential conflict between character personalities, goals, or ethics that could become so great the plot would fizzle out or players would be excluded? Okay, so with that in mind, I guess.
Probably not.
Maybe not.
Probably not, but something to keep in mind with that as players in this. Yes, we are kind of modeling these after the Mystery Inc. characters, but you want to kind of step out and be your own, so you're not trying to duplicate Shaggy. Like, what kind of in that? What kind of makes you a little bit different than Shaggy, if that makes any sense? So. For me, just kind of looking at it, we're in a high fantasy realm, so a lot of your leaders are your paladin fighter types. So I'm gonna take a look kind of at the skills and try and like military training or something along those lines.
Sure.
As a skill to kind of improve on roles. I don't necessarily think though that there's anything, especially if we grew up in school together, we got a bond in school together, we were there for whatever Bonnie's character's name's ultimately going to be. For Old Man Walter passing, we were there for her, and we were there for each other. I don't know how it'll be kind of difficult to come up with something that tears us apart.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
Plus, the beauty of the Mystery Inc. gang is that they all have their place. They all have their role. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there's going to be...
Yeah, well, because even, I mean, like, Velma's kind of the smart bookworm, analytical, intuitive mind, whereas Daphne is kind of her balance because she is more the worldly knowledge person. Like, she's always up to, like, what's going on in pop culture or something like that. Like, she always has a reference to give that is kind of something that Velma would have overlooked, And, of course, Fred is kind of the meathead, but he's also... he's also the one that's like, no, we can do this. He's kind of an inspirer himself, and where Shaggy would kind of be like the loner goofball. He finds that with these other 3 people plus a dog around, he actually is worth something to somebody, and he is very observant in those episodes when you're reminiscing about Hanna-Barbera cartoons. He and Scooby, even though they're cowards, nothing gets past them. Half of the time, it's their clues and Velma's knowledge that help them figure out who the issue is, or who the problem is, or who's causing the problem. And then Fred's the one who apprehends them, and Daphne's always the one who basically gives the sum up to the police and tells them exactly what was going on. And you're like, oh wow, they do work really well together. I think that's an introspective look at the mystery. Anyway,
so I've got my job. I've chosen soldier for my job at a 9. So that'll be. I'm not exactly the best soldier. However, I did choose two of my 3 skills. My +3 skill is going to be sword play. So I may not be the best soldier, but I know how to use a sword.
There you go. You're not very great at following orders.
Yeah, because I give them. Why would I follow them?
Right. Yeah. You have an issue with upwards command.
Yeah. My +1 skill, which I think is perfect if you're playing the Fred character, is the state the obvious skill.
I love it.
I love these games because they can be those kind of catchphrase type skills, and all it comes down to is during gameplay you figure out, how can I use my state the obvious skill to get my +1? Like I need a +1. Well, and then you state the obvious and you get your +1. So
That's great. Really great.
+2 is going to be interesting. So, was there any more questions in that?
There's one. Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
What plot elements are in the group's history that the game master can use in his or her plot?
All right, I'm going to come back to the Breakfast Club. We don't like the principal of our school. He don't like us.
Yeah.
Even since we've graduated, it's like every time he sees us, he gives us a stink eye.
Right. I can't believe they graduated.
Everyone envisions the stink eye differently, but they get the point. There's that. Obviously,
what's his name?
Oh, what's his name?
Burns. Principal Burns.
Sure. Frederick Burns. My character's name, by the way, is now Lyndon Goldenhair. I know he's the Fred character, but I thought Lyndon was a great name.
I'm going to go by
Golden hair.
I'm going to go by Dino.
Dino.
Had to go to another Hanna-Barbera cartoon, didn't you?
I don't even remember.
Dino's the dinosaur on Flintstones.
Oh, that
Dinosaur
one, yeah.
Dog.
Dinosaur dog, yes. Yes.
Yeah, apparently I'm a dino dog.
I don't know. Anyways.
Dino.
That works.
Dino.
Obviously, the grandfather.
Literally.
If this is a Mystery Inc., we're going to see the ghost of the grandfather. This is almost like it has to happen.
I'm excited
so
that
good.
my name is Penelope Coppersmith. Penny Copper.
Penny Copper.
No?
Yes, I love it. Penelope Coppersmith. That's fantastic.
I wonder what color your hair is.
Right?
Oh,
Play you in the movies.
Who?
Oh yeah, I told. Oh man.
I'll have to think about it.
Dolph Lundgren will be playing me in the movies.
Wow. Okay.
Lundgren.
Do you know who that is?
I'm trying to Google it.
He
How do you spell that?
He's
Lundgren is, I think, Lundgren.
he's from Switzerland.
He was in Rocky 2. Is that right? Or 3? You don't remember?
4.
He was in 4?
Is it 4? Rocky 1 and 2. Oh, it's 3. It's 3.
3. Okay, because
Rocky
2
1 and 2 he
was
fights
Mr.
Apollo.
T. 1 was Apollo.
No. 1 and 2 he fights Apollo. 3 he fights Mr. T. 4
Okay.
he fights
All right.
Dolph Lundgren.
5's the one where he
5
trains
is
the
when he
guy
fights
and
whatever.
fights the guy in the street.
Yeah, he beats the crap out of it. Well, I mean, not really. He wins, but
Yeah. That's funny. Okay.
which, on a side note, have you seen Creed?
Creed was fantastic.
Such a good movie.
So
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not gonna go
like
with
these.
it.
it's not. It's,
Yeah.
it's not as good as the
I liked it. I just
Lyndon
didn't think it
Goldenhair.
belonged in the
Rocky Balboa. Have you seen Rocky?
I loved that one, too.
That one was
It was better.
so much better.
Yeah.
But it was about Stallone. It wasn't
Right.
about-
I
And it was
liked
a
Creed
different-
because it was allowed to continue the story without focusing on Rocky.
But
I
it's
thought that
also
was-
a completely different, like
I have to think of it as a different franchise almost.
because
that it's
because
a
Sylvester
completely separate
Stallone
Yeah.
wrote
chapter.
he wrote all of the Rocky movies up to Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Creed is not written by him.
No.
And you can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
there's
why
not that
That's why I'm not as much of a
connection.
Anywho,
Anyway.
I don't know how to pronounce
So-
her last name.
Oh, I love yes.
Kate Micucci.
Kate Micucci. That's
She-
literally how you say it. Yeah.
Makuchi?
Yeah.
Why isn't my last name
SW.
Makuchi? That's great.
I didn't want to. Never mind.
I understand, but
Bullied a lot.
no,
Oh, she's adorable.
She is
though.
adorable.
She's so great.
she played an entertaining character on The Big Bang Theory, as a matter of fact, where she was a love interest for Raj, but she was more neurotic than Raj was and couldn't stay in the relationship.
They went
Wow.
like a date they went on. She like literally climbed out the bathroom. If not their first date,
Yeah, it was bad.
I loved her in
then she got stuck.
Scrubs when she dates the flop sweat guy.
Wow. Okay.
No,
That's
nobody?
that sounds like a dumb fact.
No, you know the guy who was in the quartet of singers, and he was like
Sure.
always wanting to kill himself.
Oh yeah,
I got it.
They end up together in the end of
Yeah.
the series, like,
Because
the last season.
because she played the ukulele and like they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
So sweet.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I loved
Yeah.
that guy. His character.
She does. She's
Ted?
with
Is it
Ted.
Okay.
she's with another in a musical group with another lady called
Yeah.
Garfunkel and Oates.
Yes.
I would not
They're
put
hilarious.
them. They are hilarious. They are not in that family friendly category
No,
by any
not
means, but
but
they are pretty entertaining. So, continuing on, what else? Josh, what's a plot point the game master can use about your character?
A plot point.
Yeah.
Let me think.
That's basically what the last question is what can we give the GM to work with? Because he's going to do this in episodic, like he's going to do, like we're going to do like 1 hour episodes that may have a tying thing to it, but by giving him a plot point for each of us, it's like we can each be focused type thing. So,
I've been to jail a couple times.
oh, really?
Yeah, B&E's. I didn't steal anything, but I just wanted to break into someone's house.
you didn't even.
You know,
I would say you didn't even break in. Like the literally,
I
the door was
couldn't-
unlocked.
no, because I couldn't even kick the door open. Like it just wouldn't open.
So you just kicked the door.
It wasn't really a breaking in.
It was just a,
It was just a break.
break.
I tried to
It was
break
a
it.
breaking. You were arrested for breaking.
Yes. Under the influence of caffeine. A
So,
lot of
And
it. I had
okay.
a lot of
Way
coffee
too many
that
hoagie
day.
sandwiches.
okay, so this reminds me because
6 monsters in 20 minutes.
there was an episode of American Dad back in like
No.
season 3 or 4 where they're out Stan and his son Steve are out looking for the passenger side door on a DeLorean, and no joke, that's what the entire story is about. They come out of this shop and they knock over like 12 motorcycles that happen to nudge this Asian man's rear view mirror up. So the motorcycle drivers or whatever the riders, they're totally fine. The Asian driver, not so good. So later in the episode, Stan falls asleep at the wheel, almost tilts the car off a cliff. But they managed to get out of the car, but the car's kind of teetering there. And like, ooh, that was close. Who do I need? While they're trying to figure out what to do, the guy in the Asian vehicle drives up, walks over, and goes, "You you hit my mirror, I hit your mirror, yin and yang." And as soon as he adjusts the mirror, the vehicle falls off the cliff. That was not my intention. That right there is what the first thing that came to mind when he said, "I just tried to break it."
Yeah.
So like you're gonna have some bad guy come after you, like you tried to break in my door, and now I'm gonna break your face.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long-winded way to get there, but
Okay, it's okay.
okay.
I got there.
I breathed in shallowly so you could have as much air as you needed.
That was a fantastic line.
I'm gonna be played by Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm played by
Yeah.
Jim Parsons.
Oh my
And
god.
those who don't know, Jim Parsons is Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh yes.
It's so good.
Oh, that's so good.
Those who also don't know, Amy Adams was Lois Lane in the recent Superman movies, or she was.
I was thinking Enchanted.
From
is what
Enchanted,
popped in
yeah.
my head, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that'll be great.
I
Like
couldn't remember her character's name in Enchanted, but she was in Enchanted.
Giselle,
Zell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
right? Okay.
Look at that.
Like
How
that.
does she know you love her? Yeah.
She was great in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Such a good movie.
She said she took a lot of her inspiration from Snow White, and I think that's why I loved her so much because
Yeah.
Snow White's my favorite.
Yeah. Especially the scene where she's in the apartment and she's singing to the rats and the roaches and they're cleaning out the house.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Sure was.
No, I love the scene where she puts the goldfish in her mouth, and then she like spits it out, and she puts this grin on her face, and you're like, she really had a goldfish in her mouth. No, Amy Adams.
Actually, have a goldfish.
I'm
in her
assuming, like, how
mouth? I mean,
can
it
you
could've
do
been
that otherwise?
It could have been CG.
I don't think so. I believe that she's dedicated.
That's
I believe that she.
That is dedication.
yeah.
Because what if she accidentally swallowed and then bye goldfish?
It's true. So, speaking of dedication, we have our 5th dedicated member of the party. Lance is here hanging out with us now.
Yay!
Swallowing and putting things in mouth, and I just poofed into existence.
Exactly. It's like some sort of weird, strange adult magic. Anyhow,
Don, you were thinking the exact same thing going through my brain. Just more adult.
See, I felt that summons, and
Yeah.
here I am.
right? You know, it's kind of like when you summon some sort of extraplanar being in a Dungeons and Dragons game. You know,
What makes you think this isn't?
that's true. I guess
No.
we could actually be dragons being, playing humans.
They're
playing
humans in
adventurers,
households.
killing
Yep.
humans in
Yep.
households.
They're like, guys. So the humans are gonna get together.
Right.
Humans and households.
So
They're gonna play a game.
All I know is that my whoever's controlling me rolls a lot of ones.
A lot.
So,
So instead of poor life decisions, it's poor life chances.
Get better dice.
pretty much.
Get better.
yeah, please.
I'm on strike until you get better dice.
That's right. Maybe when winter comes, it's really
It's coming.
Yeah, winter
them putting us
In
the
July.
freezer because we've rolled poorly. Maybe we're
Whoa.
the dice.
Wait, what?
No one rolls me.
Wait a minute.
Right?
Philosophy of gaming. A new episode on the next episode.
We're all like,
That's not how I roll. Okay.
Right. It's 45 minutes of contemplating what he just said.
I'm clearly too sober for this.
we're all just sitting here going,
So,
So what's going on, guys?
so just to give you kind of a summary of what has happened.
gonna be great.
Your party of adventurers recently graduated from the Adventurers College, is in a town called Green Tree. And Green Tree is on the border. It's a border town of a very large, fey-filled, magic-filled forest called the Moonwood. And you have been asked by one of the senior members of the town and retired adventurer Nigel Goldmane, who is a wizard and also magic item crafter and seller and vendor, to go on a quest to the other side of the Moonwood to a town called Bogston Hollow, where there are very mysterious and strange, yes,
I love it.
very mysterious and strange occurrences going on, and he's sending you in to investigate. And so, through the course of getting to know yourselves, basically, and with your request in mind to possibly be able to play He Who Has Killed 1,000 Rabbits, we have essentially created a QAGS version of Mystery Inc. and
The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast.
It's a combination.
It's kind of a combination of Scooby Doo and the Breakfast Club.
Scooby Doo Club.
The Scooby Doo Club.
high fantasy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
All
you are playing the only dog in existence in QAGS that can speak common.
Right on. Okay.
And they also have.
Do they know that I speak common?
Yeah.
Is that
And
common
you,
knowledge?
yes, and
We do.
and they
And
also
you
have
guys
the capability of being able to speak in
Dog.
K9.
dog.
We speak dog.
In K9.
Yeah.
However, it's been kept enough under wraps that they haven't tried to exploit you
Right.
as a
Yeah.
circus act or anything.
Other people.
Yeah.
We do. We exploit you every time we get the
Right,
opportunity.
but they also give you treats.
yeah,
Okay.
So
I
snacks
get my
as you will.
Yes.
that's right. So
Schnooby snack.
Schnooby
You know,
snack.
CM.
All
right.
So that's kind of what's happened, and we've been trying to figure out who would play different people if they were in a movie. Josh has decided to take on the role of the leader of the party.
So you're Fred.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am Lyndon Goldenhair.
No relation to Goldmane.
No,
Okay.
not at all. My character concept is the strong captain of team.
Are you male? Because
I am
the
male.
golden hair would just be perfect.
I am male. I try not to.
Okay.
I try not to go against what I
Name
am.
of it needs to be the name of like an '80s hair band.
Or a song.
Sister
from the
Golden.
1970s.
Yeah, something like that. Like Sister Golden Hair.
My job is soldier. At a 9. My gimmick is leader at a 10, with a weakness of oblivious at a 10. My skills are swordplay at +3, driving at +2, and state the obvious at +1. And my dumb fact is I'm a horrible swimmer. I just came up with that. I haven't figured out my tagline yet, but who would play me in a movie is Dolph Lundgren.
Do you have sweater vest armor?
Well, that's going to be one of the things we pick between
Plus
the session.
cloth armor.
We were just talking about one armor, one weapon each person gets, as long as the game master approves it.
Sure.
So, because it's not really a buying system; it's you just have it or you find it in Q.A.G.S.
Right.
And it has to make sense. So, there was one in the book though. If you read through the Quick Start Guide, which the Quick Start Guide is like $2 on DriveThruRPG for PDF, by the way. It describes a cathedral pult, a catapult that throws a church. I thought that was entertaining.
Yeah. Wow.
Why do we not have one of those? Because the Scooby can't drag it. So that's me. I'm Lyndon.
All right. Fred.
I am Dino Wilcoxon, and my job is gas station clerk. And
Is there?
In high fantasy? That's interesting.
okay, well, it's a rest stop. It's a
Okay.
rest stop clerk.
There you
Got
work at a tavern?
I work at a general store.
Okay.
go. With a back room.
The back room.
Oh,
General
you need the healing herbs.
slash.
Oh, those healing herbs.
Slash head shop. That's
Let me go get you your tea leaves.
tea leaves, sir. Your M leaves, sir. All right. Have a good day.
So, I've got a body of 11, brain of 13, nerve of 8, hit points of 2. Hit points of 16.
Your hit points are your.
Hit points is the same as your body.
It's your body.
I'm just
Yeah.
joking.
Yeah,
I don't
you
have
have
it.
to give one of those numbers to your job.
I guess the job would be okay. I'll figure that out.
Okay.
Anyways, and I've obviously got the cowardly weakness. I haven't figured out gimmick yet, or
Yeah,
so.
we got this time.
I have one skill so far, and it's perceptive.
Okay. Sweet. Who would play you in a movie?
Oh, Jim Parsons.
My character's name is Prudence Montgomery. She goes by Monty. She hates her first name.
You go by Monty. Okay.
Character concept.
Fully. She goes fully by Monty.
Character concept is Velma. I wrote Velma / magic.
She's our spellcaster to keep it general, so we don't need a cleric and a sorcerer.
I don't have a job or a gimmick written down yet. Weakness, losing her glasses.
Love it.
I rolled really well, so my body is an HP are 13. My brain and nerve are both 16. My gimmick and weakness are 12. My job is 14. Oh, and who would play her in the movie is Kate McCucci.
Oh, I like her. From Garfunkel and Oates.
Yep.
And that's what I got so far.
So I'm playing Penelope Coppersmith, Penny Coppersmith. And she's like, right?
I
Thank
love
you.
funny names.
I know, I can't help it. So I'm the Daphne character. We're kind of playing around with her being like the bardish kind of character. And my gimmick is that I sum up. So I can at various times just be like, so what you're saying is, because that's what Daphne does, is she sums up what everybody else did.
This version of Daphne also has a recent complex where she's constantly talking about her now dead grandfather.
Right. So my weakness is damsel in
Walter.
distress, obviously, and then my tagline is that belonged to my granddad, because my granddad, who was the beloved old man Walter, died in a exploding well.
Yes.
Well accident.
The well exploded.
Oh no!
Hold up.
Lassie.
Let's not look. We got 59 minutes.
Oh, on the well.
Lance, we'll give you the rundown of the group template afterwards.
Sure.
But yeah, we're tied together because we met at an assembly during telling everybody that the well just exploded, and we laughed at a joke when nobody else was laughing. Instead of taking it seriously, it
We're
was
like, the well exploded. That's hilarious. And everybody's like, seriously.
Somebody died.
We laughed, and then we found out that the person who died was my granddad, and I've been broken ever since.
So I want to see if I get this right.
And I'm played by Amy Adams.
Josh is Fred.
Yes.
Bonnie is. Oh gosh, I just
Daphne.
lost the name.
Daphne.
Daphne. So while Avital's character and Prime's character actually do the crime solving, you guys go to the mystery machine, try to solve a different murder.
no, I'm oblivious. Remember?
You're looking through files of old man Walter. I don't know why he was at that well.
By the way, the new well in town is named Walter.
Walter Well.
Yes.
No, just go get
Walter.
water from Walter.
Speaking of wells, I figured my tagline is well, actually.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I just added mine. We go through the front door, right? That's my tagline.
Oops. Zoinks doesn't work for you.
Oops works.
You
I
all
like
met
it.
at the well that exploded. The well is done.
Right.
Okay. And somehow I have showed up, and I will build my character while we're at break.
Yes. So, do you have any other words of wisdom before we break?
Oh. So just to give the last thing is the current situation, to give a sum up. So the 5 of you are gathered in Green Tree. You've just been given the quest to head through the Moonwood to Boxton Hollow. You gather your things and you get into your mystery wagon, for lack of a better term.
I'm driving.
You head through the Moonwood, completely oblivious to anything that might have happened to you while you were there. You were not attacked randomly. It's kind of strange.
That's weird. Or if anything happened, we forgot it.
Right. And then just as you get to the other side of the Moonwood and the trees open up into this gorgeous rolling hill valley, to your right you see a small town. And you smell
What the rock is cooking.
what the rock is.
Smells like Grandpa's old apple pies.
You smell the
Is
smell
that burnt water?
of yes.
I'm sorry, I had to make the joke.
That's
Welcome.
fine. No, you're good. Of fresh baked pastries. You hear the ring of the blacksmith coming from the town, and you also hear music being played very loudly in the middle of the town. As you approach, the guards come out and they say, "Welcome to Boxton Hollow. What is your business?" So, on our last episode of the Established Facts, we established that the first ever religion that offers a vacation during a wedding night was the whatever. I can't even remember what the religion was. It was.
You didn't write it down?
I didn't. I should have.
Oh, goodness.
And then it says we write vows like we write checks. Because we were talking about people being married to this person, and Avital had a polygamist army.
Oh, yeah. That's right. The background roller was interesting.
Roll up was interesting, and Josh, I think, weren't you?
I think
He was also a polygamist.
yeah, there
Yeah.
2 or 3
It
of
was like
us were
two-
polygamous.
Yeah,
somehow.
it was set in Utah.
What kind of family show is this?
So,
A big family.
It's a big family.
biggest family.
Big love.
Big love. All right. So on episode 145 of The Established Facts, this episode was dedicated to Old Man Walter and Josh's 9 body.
Old Man Walter, like the Jeff Dunham Old Man Walter.
Like the one who died at the well.
Salty, angry at everything. Some people are glad
He
he's
was
gone.
the
They
worst
didn't laugh at his
grandpa
funeral.
ever, but
But
the
then
only
when you guys
one.
started laughing, everyone else was just snickering.
So the real reason they named the well Walter was because the well wouldn't shut up.
That's right. That's right. It became an enchanted well. And
It was salt water.
constantly salty.
Oh, jeez.
Why so salty, Walter?
I love that. All right. Thank you so much for listening to episode 145, Session 0, Factor Play, and we will check you later.
Bye.
Bye. Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus